So next, I'm going to do a segment on one of my favorite all-time actresses. I totally love her. She's the best. This is a segment on, has Anne Hathaway had plastic surgery? And this kind of ties into Sarah's segment here very, very...
Yeah, she was at the Met Gala.
She was at the Met Gala, yeah. By the way, I love Devil Wears Prada. I'm not ashamed to admit that. I know it's a total chick flick, but it's one of my all-time favorite movies, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. Trey?
It's a good show.
Living your truth, man. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, no, I'm not ashamed, man. I mean, I like it a lot because she's in it, but like, it's an awesome movie.
Well, Glenn Close is just like the best.
Yeah, and Glenn Close. I mean, love the movie. I've probably seen it 20 times. I'm not kidding. I'm a total addict. Okay, so Anne Hathaway was at the Met Gala, and she looked phenomenal. Let's see, do I have a picture up there, Trey, of her? Yeah, look at her. 42 years old, looks amazing. She really does look fantastic.
She looks so pretty. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she looks very young.
Unreal.
Yeah, she looks great.
Honestly.
And so all these people on social media were like, oh my God, Anne Hathaway's had plastic surgery. People were saying she's had a brow lift, she's had a facelift. All these armchair, plastic surgeons on Twitter or X and Instagram were saying that she had all these things done. And of course they're saying the other non-surgical stuff as well, the Botox and the fillers and the whole thing. So do I think that she had recent plastic surgery? I do not think that she had recent plastic surgery. Why? Because I looked at some pictures of her from years past, and there's really no dramatic change. I mean, typically if someone has plastic surgery on their face, you can point to a time where they went from one thing to the other. And so I pulled a picture from 2023. It was also the Met Gala, and 2025. And to me, she looks the same. I don't see, her makeup might be different, her hair's different, but there's no dramatic change in her face, in my opinion, outside of maybe the shape of her eyebrows being different, which could totally be how she got her Botox this time around. But I just don't see anything that points to plastic surgery, and I did go back into previous years, and again, I couldn't find any spot where I said, oh, something happened. However, I do think there is one plastic surgery she did have a long time ago. I think she had her nose done.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. In fact, she talked about wanting to get a nose job really early on in her career because she felt it just didn't work for her or something. And when I pulled up her pictures, Trey, so that's her throughout the years. And and granted, lighting can play a part, but to me, like, there is a subtle difference in the tip of her nose.
It doesn't look as wide.
Yes,
on the bottom.
100%. Yes, it's not as wide along the ala. Like the bridge of the nose seems slightly thinner in the right picture, which is the most recent one. And I do think she probably had a nose job at some point early on, maybe even had a revision of it, because there was a couple points where I thought her nose looked a little bit different, but it wasn't recent.
But it's really hard to tell, honestly, because I don't know how old she was in that movie.
The Princess Diaries.
Yeah, Princess Diaries. But
she was 17, I think.
Yeah, whenever I was in high school, my nose was shaped completely different. I feel like. Yeah, I feel like my face grew into my nose.
Could
my
be.
face. I feel like my nose was bigger.
Yeah.
It looked bigger on my face whenever I was in high school.
Some people do continue growing into their 20s, and maybe that's it. I saw a couple times where I thought the shape of her nose looked slightly, and I mean subtle. I'm not talking Michael Jackson nose job.
Yeah, I know.
I'm talking,
because she still has the cute little
Yeah.
It still looks like her nose.
Yeah,
it just looks like a little bit different.
I think she had a really good nose job at some point. I mean, would I bet my life on that? Not quite, but I bet some good money on it. So.
Would you bet your favorite blazer on it?
Yeah, I probably would. I have some new clothes I have to show you too, by the way.
Okay. I
went shopping again. I know I'm an addict. So I don't think that she had any recent plastic surgery, like everyone on the internet was claiming that she did, facelift, brow lift, all that stuff. I mean, I think she looks amazing, and I will say that Anne Hathaway talks a lot about skincare. Mm-hmm. She always talks about wearing sunscreen. She always talks about trying to stay out of the sun. Like, she'll use a parasol, if she's out in bright sun. Mm-hmm. I mean, that is literally one of the absolute best things that you can do.
Yeah, she has really porcelain skin.
Yeah, her skin looks
white.
amazing. Yeah, it's very white. Well, she probably burns easy, which is another reason she wants to stay out of the sun. But literally, sun damage over time is the worst for your skin. I see it all the time. And when I do exams on people, I can look at someone, and if they spend a lot of time in the sun, I can 100% tell by their skin.
Yeah.
I can tell. Unless they're like, maybe
Like me.
20. Huh?
I said like me.
Yeah, like you, yeah. Unless they're maybe 20. But if they're in their 30s, 40s, and they spend a lot of time in the sun, I can 100% tell on their skin appearance and the texture and all that.
Real quick, and
Yeah.
I thought this was the case, and I didn't say anything, but I thought it was.
Okay.
Cindy says it's actually Meryl Streep in the Devil Wears Prada.
It is?
Yeah, I think we
Wait,
said
what
it
did you say?
Glenn Close.
Glenn Close.
No, it is Meryl Streep.
It's
Okay.
Meryl Streep. I thought
Sorry,
it
I
was.
let that slide on my favorite movie. My bad.
Yeah.
I feel dumb now. No, it's Meryl
Whoops.
Streep. Yeah. They do kind of like are similar though. So I'm gonna let that one pass.
I think it's the white hair.
Yeah,
That
I
they were
think
both.
that's it.
That they
Yeah,
usually
Meryl
both
Streep was awesome in
sport.
that movie. I think that probably outside of the good skincare, she's definitely using Botox. 42 years old, you're gonna have some wrinkles, and she has zero.
Yeah.
So I think
she looks like the brunette Barbie.
yeah, I mean her skin's like flawless. I mean she's almost certainly using Botox. I mean it's probably very likely she's done some skin treatments like Morpheus, Halo, things that the non-surgical things that people are doing to their skin to keep
She
it tight.
has like the $500 or more of skincare.
She might.
products.
Yeah, I mean you don't have
Cool.
to like go crazy. I mean sunblock, cleanser, like those are the most important things. And moisturizer. So yeah, I mean that's about it. I don't think she had surgery. I mean, what do you think?
She could have, but
Maybe, I guess.
I feel like people who just like rag on people like that are just so like projecting. It's just so annoying.
Yeah, and it's just like she looks great, and people are going to try and tear her down. So, well, she only looks great because she spent $100,000 on surgery.
So what?
Well, right. I mean, it's her money. She can do what you want.
You wish
I'm
you
not
could.
I'm not gonna falter for that. But all right, let's recap this one, Trey. Today we're talking about one of my favorite all-time actresses, Anne Hathaway, who I loved in The Devil Wears Prada, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. She's had plastic surgery rumors abound from her Met Gala 2025 appearance, where she did look absolutely flawless at 42. She looks amazing. People were saying she's had a facelift, she's had a brow lift, and all these other things. And I say no, she has not. I actually pulled pictures up of her in the past years, and she looks pretty much the same from year to year. No big changes. So I don't think that she's had any recent facial surgery, although I do think she probably had a nose job in the past based on how her nose looked when she was a little bit younger, but that definitely wasn't recent. She does take great care of her skin. She always talks about staying out of the sun and using sunblock, which is so critical for staying youthful. And I think she's definitely had some Botox and maybe some lasers along the way. But I do not think Anne Hathaway had recent plastic surgery on her face. No. There you go.
Got it.